Hello boys and girls. Today we are going to get a little sticky with our work. No, not literally sticky, but if you have ever gone and walked through a spider web, you will understand where my joke is coming from. We're going to be creating some fun cobwebs and spooky spider webs. The first thing you're going to do, you are going to be using your pencil as always, and if you have a ruler, this is going to make our life much easier. If you do not have a ruler, that is a-okay. I always say you can find a straight edge or ruler in a lot of different objects that you may already have around your house. If you have an edge of a binder that you have at home, if you have a straight edge of your iPad case, you could use this as a ruler. If you have let's say a cereal box that maybe you were all done with that you're going to recycle, you could use the edge of that. I have my handy dandy ruler here. So we're going to start by connecting X's in the four corners. I'm going to take my ruler and make sure that I have it a little bit over to the side so that when I draw my line, I can have it be point to point. Notice, if you are using a straight edge, always keep your pencil straight up and down and flush touching the side of the ruler. So I have my one line, and now I need my next line, uno, dos. Then I'm going to have my straight in the middle from the top to the bottom line, my vertical, and now one last one, horizontal. I went off just ever so slightly, but I'm not really worried about it, so don't you worry about it. Now, the next step is for us to make our cobweb. I'm going to make sure that we are in focus. Good. You can start from the center, and from each line, you're going to start and do either a straight line, or you can do a curvilinear line. If you want to do the curve, each time you touch the straight line, you curve and stop. Curve, stop, curve, stop. I think I want to make a slightly smaller one so that I can just have a little more detail on the inside. Now, I'm going to continue going over, but I'm going to switch to my Sharpie so that I can make sure that you guys all see, and I actually want to make sure that I go over this. You are not going to jump to Sharpie. Why, may you ask? Because if you do, especially if this is your first time doing our fun spider web, we can't erase our Sharpie, so that won't be a good thing. Always do your detail and plan in pencil, then execute in color. All right, now I'm gonna line this up. And then I have my horizontal line so that when I add my spider webs, you can see. Is that better? Good. All right. You're going to continue to add your webs either straight, and I'll show you an example of what a straight line would look like for your cobwebs, or the curvilinear. It truly will still be awesome, whichever artistic choice that you choose. So I'm gonna do my next line in a straight fashion so you can see. So straight, straight, straight. It's essentially the same thing. It's just a straight line as opposed to a curvilinear line. So whatever is your preference is absolutely fine. I'm gonna go back to my curvilinear line. And maybe you are thinking, I don't like how Mrs. Stevenson's making them so close together. That's an artistic choice you can decide on. Maybe you want them farther apart. Whichever preference is fine. We are going to be using these inside shapes that are created by our lines and be coloring them in. So if you think, oh my goodness, it's too much if I have too many spaces and you want them a little bigger, then go big. If you are up for a color challenge, like I know you guys are, then see how that went off the page? I'm gonna stop right there. It's okay, once you get out to the page, out to the edge of your page, you're not gonna see all the detail. You're only gonna see that start of the line. What was I saying? So if you want to add tons of awesome color, great. You can have the more detail, the merrier. Now, I think I'm ready here. All right, we get to decide what art medium we would like to use. It depends on what art medium you have at home. Maybe you want to use markers. If you do, great. I'm going to use Sharpies because I have them next to me. And I'm going to start and do a checkerboard kind of pattern here. I think I'm going to do around my edges in the middle with this lime green. It's Mrs. Stevenson's favorite second color. But take your time so you don't make mistakes like Mrs. Stevenson, because I'm trying to kind of rush. You can decide, maybe you want your color pattern to go all the way around. For instance, all the way around in the same row. Maybe you want to scatter your checkered design so that you'll have lime green here and then one here so that it's every other. Maybe you want to have it all rainbow. It is absolutely up to the particular artist. You don't have to do it the same way as anybody else except for what you would like. Maybe you want to have one that's just black and white and then start experimenting with your color. I'm going to finish this up, and then I actually think I'm going to switch to my purple. You're going to have a lot more time. I just don't want to have the video go too long, so you can start on your masterpiece. I'm going to put this purple on here. If you want to use some of the white space, that's great. You don't have to have it all colored in. It can be only some. And I do think that sometimes white space is very important and intentional, but not if it's, oh, I don't want to color anymore. If you don't want to color anymore and you're running out of gas, say, oh, I can do this. Mrs. Stevenson knows I can do this, and I'm going to take my time and do my best and make it look awesome because I know you guys are great. Okay, now I'm going to stop the video right here so you can start, but let's review. The very first thing that you do with your pencil is do your diagonal, corner to corner. If you don't have a straight edge, make a straight edge. Or you may freehand it. I think it just looks better with the crisp lines when we use our straight edge. So line to the corner, line to the corner. Next step, vertical, horizontal. Once you have those, you're going to do the inside lines, curvilinear or straight. But I would say once you pick a type of line, stick with it. Or curve, straight, think of a pattern. After you're finished, I recommend outlining with a darker color and then start coloring in. You may use whatever you would like. You can use any kind of color as long as you are able to find it in your casa, la casa. La casa, the house. Mrs. Stevenson needs to go to Espanol classes because I like it. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Good luck and adios.